Tick tock, tick tock. It's time that we have a very serious question. Is Elrond better than Ethereum? Well, you know what? That's a whole nother video. I'm not going to talk about that in this one, but be on the lookout because that one's on the way. But I will be telling you on why I think Elrond will be a top 10 coin, why I personally say this is my favorite coin of all of the coins. Is it because they have more developers in their community than any other cryptocurrency project? Is it because they have more brand new partnerships and announcements? Is it because they have some of the best technology and they can process over 15,000 transactions per second? I mean, it's like moving at the speed of light if we were out of space. Or is it because they have strong leadership? You know what? Before we go into that, let's take a step back. I want you to subscribe to the channel. I want you to give this video a thumbs up if you want me to really go into it. And before I do that, and we talk about Elrond, aka EGLD, and how it will create millionaires for those who recognize the opportunity, let's hear directly from one of the leaders himself. Let's talk with young Benji and see what he has to say.
Starter, Ben, how do you describe Elrond? What would you be the elevator pitch? What would be the best way to summarize Elrond?
First of all, really great to have this conversation. So thanks for inviting me. And I'll just go ahead and give the best idea of Elrond. So we started Elrond because we want to essentially give anyone, anywhere, easy access to the digital economy. And what this actually means is we're focusing on specifically two things. First of all, we're building this new layer 1 protocol that brings a 1000x improvement in throughput, scalability, execution speed, and transaction costs, so that Elrond can now process more than 10,000 transactions per second with 5 seconds latency and a 100x less cost than Bitcoin or Ethereum. This is the first step. We have a second step where we discovered that this is not enough, and that in order...
Stop for a minute, Benji. He said moving almost 1,000 times faster than both Bitcoin and Ethereum, and a cheaper price, way cheaper in terms of processing transaction fees. And that's just a piece of the pie. He also said that Elrond is aiming to be the #1 place to onboard the most of people around the world. Now, the problem with cryptocurrency is most people in crypto, most companies, they don't know how to onboard. They may have, I call it, they need to have the trifactor. There's 3 things you want to have if you have a really good project. 1 is you want to have amazing technology. 2 is you want to have the ability to have good leadership, a good team that's innovative and that can change things up. And 3, you got to know how to market. Okay, you got to know how to market, meaning get new people on board. And you can also do that by just marketing, making things simple, clean, where an 8-year-old or 88-year-old could get activated, but also making your token where it's incentivized for the investors. So the investors get paid, the users love the experience, and it's simple. But that's just step 1. And guess what? The technology is already done and complete. But let's allow Benji to keep talking.
To bring tens of millions of new people into the space, we essentially have to take all this great technology, make it invisible, and bring it to the average internet user in a way that they interact with it just like they interact with the email. Not knowing that they use the SMTP protocol, but rather using its benefits to send money anywhere in the world in an instant and at a negligible cost compared to all the other options. So first, it's this layer 1 architecture that is very scalable, performant, and a lot more cost effective. And then it's this user interface that we've secretly built, have not discussed too much about, and people will.
So speaking of that user interface, now this video was done in the summertime of June of 2020. Now today it is 2021, and guess what? I'm going to show you a little bit of that interface. In fact, you can check it out. It's called the Myer App. This was just recently released 2 days ago. This is an application you can download on your phone. Very simple to use. I've downloaded this app. I've shared my links with at least 15 to 20 people just yesterday, and people are onboarding really easy. What this is a simple way for a person to be able to do what he said, which is send money by using just your phone number. The security is supposed to be better. From what I see, it looked like it's pretty user friendly. And they have a few different ways where they incentivize people, but you can earn money off of referring people, off of them buying the Elrond token. You can also buy the Elrond token here, send it to people. And by the way, I want to shout out to whoever is at Pink Floyd. I woke up this morning and at Pink Floyd sent me some Elrond. It was a very small amount. It was only like $1.80 in today's value, but just to wake up and get that, I felt so great, because ultimately I've never got anybody that just gave me some free cryptos. That was the first time that ever happened that I've seen. So thank you for that. And also, if anyone else wants to bless your boy with some crypto, do it at Hustle Headquarters. At Hustle Headquarters is my hero tag. And that's another thing. You get to create a hero tag. And so I encourage y'all to do that. Link in the description to download that Myer app. You want to get this app early. This app will, I believe, begin to slowly revolutionize the cryptocurrency space. So outside of that, let's talk about some other things where Elrond is just super cool, man, on why I really like their technology. Okay, so one, we talked a little bit about their developers. They have the largest developer community in all of cryptocurrency. There's all sorts of people. If you want to see information about their developers, you can go to their GitHub. I'm looking to see if I can find their GitHub here. You go to the git.hub. This is for those that are technically into the developing. I won't spend a lot of time on this, but check this out. Anywhere where there's a lot of people that are developing, making cool stuff, and it's growing, that is nothing but a place that is seeds are being planted, and the people will follow. You make cool stuff, people are going to go, and people like going on here. And one thing that I like about it is if you're a developer, you earn like a 30% royalty on anything that you develop on this app. So that is very a great incentive to make people want to develop stuff on this platform, because you can get paid for the rest of your life off of this new global platform. So active developing community. Also, they have a very strong, very strong community in general, like just people that like to support Elrond. In fact, it's probably the #1 cryptocurrency next to Cardano. Elrond is at the top of the chain. It says Elrond also wants to pay you $60,000 to break his blockchain. They basically had a hacking event where they wanted to show how good their security was. So they were paying people over offering $60,000 for anyone who could break into their blockchain. It didn't happen. And also, when you go to the Myer app, the one I just showed you there, you will see that the security is next level. It's not your basic security where you just got the 12-word phrase. They have some innovative stuff going on where you can actually remember your seed phrase. Like if you forget your seed phrase, you can retrieve it and by like phone numbers and calling people on your in your database, on your phone list, your contact list, which is innovative, right? Because we want to be able to control our money by having the private keys, but if you lose your private keys, you lose your money. So Elrond has solved that problem. So that's an amazing thing. These guys are really innovative. And not only that, but the price of the coin has been exploding. Let's be clear. The Elrond token in December was about $7 per token. It sat there for a while. And now it has skyrocketed in about 30 to 45 days to $68. And I believe that this coin will potentially probably hit at least $1,000 in 2021. I believe it's very, very possible because the technology is there. The market cap is still very small. We just hit a $1 billion market cap, and there's way more room to grow. I mean, think about it. Elrond is competing with really no one, but it's a smart contract platform similar to Ethereum. But it processes way faster, 10 times faster, is way cheaper. And if you've used that Ethereum platform, you know that once that platform gets busy and a lot of people are making transactions, I mean, the fees are through the roof. So Elrond and the leaders have said that even though that they don't plan to try to compete with Bitcoin or Ethereum, but they are complements to Bitcoin and Ethereum. So that's perfect. You know, to have that type of attitude is exactly, I believe, what's needed, because these cryptocurrencies, in my opinion, will not begin to explode and take over large adoption until these projects begin to work with each other. So I love the fact that he has that type of attitude, and that's exactly what we need. And just another testament on why I really have a lot of respect for them. So let's keep. All right, so let's talk about the Elrond platform. So one thing that I like about Elrond, and I'm talking to people that are not very technical savvy, so I'm going to tell you some things. I'm going to just tell you just general concepts on understanding this technology here. So what Elrond has this thing called sharding, right? Where basically what it is, it allows multiple blockchains to do different things. So what this means is, imagine you're building a robot. And if you're building this robot, most people, their robot is designed to do one thing, right? They may say, hey, this robot is designed to just clean your house. And that's what he do. And then there's another robot that's designed to drive your car. And that's what they do. Well, when you have multiple sharding, it's different blockchains. The way I conceptualize it, it allows your robot to do different things. It could make you breakfast in the morning and sing you a song, and then it can also dance for you, and then clean your house, and then be your personal assistant and drive you to your dentist appointment. So it has the ability to do multiple things simultaneously with its blockchain. So we will see a lot of different projects outside of just financial projects that can be incorporated over the blockchain, over the Elrond blockchain technology. So the way that they're doing this is very, very innovative. It's very exciting. The strength of Elrond, it's not just the fact that, you know, it's another smart contract platform, but also the fact that this platform has the ability to scale very, very fast. Again, the fact that they can process these transactions, it will be a solution for many other blockchains. So Ethereum, if it's moving slow, guess what? Potentially Elrond could be a solution for Ethereum to utilize. And so they have some relationships with other tokens as well that they're working on, not tokens, but yeah, other blockchains that they're working with as well. Also, the transaction fees are very, very low. I haven't seen high transaction fees with them. Elrond Utility is acting as a native token on the network to pay for the transactions. The more transactions that take place on the network, it's going to gain more value and demand. Staking, also you can stake Elrond as well. Elrond offers crazy returns on staking. This means that yes, there is a probability that many tokens will be locked out of circulation, which is going to mean the price of it's going to continue to go up, supply and demand. Also, they are developing some dApps, just like other blockchains. dApps are like the decentralized platforms as well, decentralized applications. And so the leadership, I have to say, is stellar, is the only word I could think of. Benji, I call him Young Benji. Benji is pretty awesome, and I saw several interviews with him, and I was very impressed with how strategic he was and how he really understood to have a plan and a process and a roadmap. Every interview that I saw on YouTube, he would really talk about the plan that Elrond had, even though their technology is pretty much developed. but how they have a very strategic plan to roll things out, and they weren't trying to move too fast, and they were really taking their time. I remember seeing interviews with him in 2020, and in these interviews, he would talk. He talked a lot about really wanting to scale, and he talked about being patient. And he said, we just want to make sure that the security was properly set up and that everything is working right, so that way as we scale, we can continue to grow with this path of least resistance as possible. So this man definitely has a strong team. And he's also, I don't know much about these other two guys here, the other two co-founders, but I do know Benji. He seems like he's super on point, man. And also he has a past history of working, I believe, with the Ethereum blockchain as well. It says tech visionary, early blockchain pioneer in Europe, previously built NIM. NIM was the coin. It wasn't Ethereum. He used to work with NIM, which NIM was also is another blockchain as well. That was a fork. I believe that was a fork of Ethereum. All of the stuff is a fork of Bitcoin. But many partnerships they have, and they're continuing to grow. I'll be honest, some of these partnerships are, Crypto.com, Samsung, they got to deal with them, Swipe, Utrust. Some of these folks, Token Metrics, some of these folks you may not know, but these companies are definitely active, and they're constantly bringing on more and more partnerships every single day. Now, here's some risk factors. You got to talk about the negatives. I always like to be 360 degrees. So it's talking about being late to the party. Elrond, even though it's specializing in smart token contracts, there are hundreds of other companies and tokens who have tried to enter this space and compete with Ethereum, and many of them have failed. And Elrond is a little, not super late, but it's not the first one in line. There's a lot of other blockchains that compete with them. And the difference, though, many of them, they promise that they can do $100,000 transactions and 100,000 transactions per second. And many of them have not done it. Elrond is one of the few, I think, that is up there. Also, Elrond is not the most, it's not the most advanced either. I mean, there's other projects, and I'll take a deeper dive in it, that are even more advanced. So it has to talk about the other, it has to compare itself. So what happens when Ethereum addresses some of its issues and scalability issues, and it's launching different apps? So beyond just the technology aspect, Elrond has to worry about getting users. It doesn't have a lot of users right now, and I believe it will eventually get the users, but that's a risk factor we got to look at, is how are they really going to go rolling out their marketing to really get people on board? Because it's one thing to have a good product, but it's another thing to get people to download it, to use it, and believe in the brand. So their roadmap is definitely is active right now. And okay, yeah, so some of this stuff is old information, but also I would encourage you to follow Elrond on Twitter. Follow their page, see what they got going on, and stay up to date. Twitter, Telegram. You can also go on coingecko.com. Check out the coin if you want to buy this, but I would say buy it from the Myer app, because you can stake it. As well as you can go to crypto.com as another place if you want to buy this. But amazing token. It's going to the roof. It's so much more I can talk about it. But with that being said, we got more videos that we have to do. I'm your platform partner. I'm your hustling homie. Subscribe to the page. Also get that Myer app. And if you want to send me some money, please do send me some EGLD to Hustle Headquarters is my hero tag, Hustle Headquarters. I would definitely appreciate it. We can use it to help build a channel, and also give some more EGLD to some other people as they on board. I think that's the coolest thing, when you get somebody on the app and you start giving people free gold and free money. It just makes them like really love that app. So I'm a big proponent of that, but I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Peace.